Hello and welcome to another episode of LTP Chats. I'm your host, the Color Shali, and I'm so happy that you're joining us at our new venue, Urban Backpackers. It's been an amazing morning, and there's going to be so much more. And I can't wait for you to see the performances. So, today on the show, we are talking about the self. What makes you you? How do you find yourself as a person? And honestly, how do you find yourself as a person in a world with all of these boxes that tell us who ourselves are? So on the show today, I have three amazing people. I've got Marley BloO, I've got Kgosi, and I've got Versatile Beats, VB. We got you. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. So I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to start with the birthday man. Yes, don't think I forgot.
Dirty, dirty.
Hey, so seeing as you're coming into yourself, into a new age and stuff, what is the one thing you can say at this point you've really learned makes Versatile Beats who he is?
The one thing that makes me is the ability to be an extrovert introvert. I like being in my room, but I'm always here with you people. And I've accepted it. Now it's a thing. It's like not liking to go to specific family events because of one person, but then now you have to go because you're old enough for responsibilities. So I'm here for the responsibility of sound and music. I've discovered. So every musical thing, I am there, even though I like being in my room. I like being in my room, privacy, close knitted people and family. But yes.
Was it age that brought you here, circumstances, or have you always been like this?
It was age. Age brought me here. That's it.
All right. Thank you for telling me that. You'll stay in your room except for when we call you out here.
Yes.
All right. So where? And another person who comes out here for us all the time is Kgosi. Our set is done by Kgosi. I just want to let y'all know. So remember the face, okay? When you want this, know where to get it. So Kgosi, I wanted to know from you, in terms of people, does that play a part in like who you are in your life?
In terms of people,
Yeah.
generally. Absolutely. I think it is with my personal journey of self-discovery and becoming and knowing through experiences what I know for sure. I do know that a lot of people had contributed to who I am, and I think I know one thing I know very certain about myself. When I meet people who generally don't necessarily understand the greatness of themselves, they find it very awkward around me. And it's only because I do express my vulnerability completely, and I do also celebrate my greatness completely. And that imbalance sometimes when you meet other people who I feel has not acknowledged their grade, because they may be very dependent on external validation, them in my company doesn't necessarily last very long, you know. And also because I'm also a healer, it gets very spiritual. But when it comes to my work as a creative person, I cannot work if I don't go out. Everybody who knows me knows I love partying, but I party whilst working. So people definitely contribute a lot to my development, especially people who are free from the boxes, people who don't see themselves as women or as men or as heterosexual or as bisexual or as black or as white, but people who lead themselves through what they know their purpose are. Those people definitely inspire me, inspire my work. It kind of reminds me too that, you know, you're perfect being who you are. So yeah, to answer your question.
That's really very insightful. But it sounds like, you know, it takes a journey to get there. You know, so how did you bring yourself to that journey?
I'm not, I believe this is so certain. The greatest thing of being, that will ever be the greatest thing, is living your truth. And understanding that your truth will never equate to a destination of greatness. The journey. Coming here is part of my journey. So it's never getting there. How do I get to where you are? You can never get to where I am. You can get to where you want to be. And if where you want to be is where I am, it might not work. Why? Because it's not your journey. So how did I get here? I'm still getting to gift. You know, is it a destination? Absolutely not. Every single thing, having this chat with you, that's me becoming. You know, me exchanging, you bringing to me. That for me is constantly becoming. So the journey exactly as is not a destination. It's the constant, conscious work of self. It's the kindness you have that you want to share, right? And it's the kindness that you have that you know it's not my weakness. And if it's experienced as my weakness, it's knowing that I need to leave. That's self-care, that's self-love. And I think those are the things that people, seeing how people express their truth, and not curate it, because it's easy for us, all of us. We can Google. I mean, if you go on YouTube now, you can Google how to be myself. And that to me is the most stupid thing. Nobody could ever tell you how to be you, but you can YouTube that. So you can come and say, I'm just so true to myself. I am who I am. I can experience you. And what you give me, if that's the truth, I'm not here to dissect, is that, could it be, and stuff like that. But to answer your question, I don't know what that was, but I think it's in that. Yes. I don't know what you asked, but yes.
Yes. Okay, I asked how you came to the journey, and I like that you said self is the journey, becoming is the journey. That is amazing. So I'm going to pass this to you now, Marley. Within your journey of self, what are some important things that you can tell me you're learning or have learned even, maybe, on your journey?
Jesus, that's kind of tough because I'm still on it. So, and it's not always something you recognize that you're learning. It's just happening, and you realize after, oh, I learned this because this and this and this happened, type thing. So it's mainly, I don't know. I have a thing of just keeping myself rooted and being myself, man. Like, I've never needed to put on for anyone. And I've stuck to that. I'm always me. What you meet is exactly what you get. And I'm just that. It's complete honesty with yourself as to who you are and what you want.
That's beautiful. Have you ever experienced, feeling like you're expected to be a certain way or a certain type of person? Have you ever had to struggle with anything like that?
The thing is, I don't really care. And that's probably, I don't know, maybe other people see it as a problem, but I find it difficult to care about what people expect from me because I don't expect from people. I expect from myself. Because I'm the only one who can deliver what I expect from me. So I stick to that. I don't want things from people, and I'd rather people not expect anything from me. And if they do, shame. Because I'm not here for you. I don't live for humans. Although, yes, humans are a part of everyday life, and they're part of my interaction, and they're part of everything I do. I don't live for them. I live for what I need to be doing. Pretty much.
I love that. Basically, from everything I'm hearing so far, a lot about being self is, honestly just doing you and not having any time, like basically zero fucks. We can't give any of them.
We can say that, yeah. That's what I wanted to say. I just said it really polite.
Oh, you can. I would
talking
not
in
want to
English.
block you from being yourselves, you see. So if I imagine me being here, we're here to talk about selves,
Yeah,
but
'cause
please
you know
don't be
how TV
yourself.
things are.
That's not going to work. So thank you for that. I'm just hearing that it is really a road of not caring, which is really hard to do in this world, is one thing that I can say I've learned, not just for myself, but a lot of people. Like, a lot of people struggle, especially with all the social media-ness and all of that. How do you combat that, boy? VB.
Oh, social media-ness. It's woof. It's very hard to separate your personal life from your work life if you are living your life. Like, I know that for people like me and Gift, we literally do our thing every day. There's no day we're not doing our job, inverted commas, which is not our job because we love this stuff. But then now, what people see is what defines it. So now you have to decide, what do you show the people? Do you show them your personal life or your creative life strictly? So you have to now decide how much you want the people to know about you as a person, or you as an artist, or you as an entrepreneur or something. So the combating of that is limiting what you want them to see.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's it.
That's very interesting, because I would have thought that in order to express yourself more, you would show more of yourself. But you're saying on social media, it's the complete
social
opposite.
media is another thing. For me, it's another world.
Oh, okay.
So you have to I separate a lot of things. My family life is not seen for specific times and specific reasons. But then all of my music, you will see that. Oh, I will leak it myself. Woo. So there's certain things you don't want to show because now they know and they want to have an opinion on it, and that will now taint your social image because of one person's question of why aren't you showing us this?
Okay.
So limiting for me, that's my
Do you-
combating.
Do you think that in a way it's restricting yourselves? This is just an open question, by the way, to anybody. Do you think in a way it's restricting yourself from fully expressing because of fear of judgment or fear of what people may think? Even though you say you don't care, do you think by not sharing it that you actually do care?
That's it's a very. I'm listening to them and I was speaking about limiting and obviously me knowing that this is what I would put out, this is what I'm comfortable with, and this is what I'm not comfortable with. I think for me, it's really the most powerful thing is self-love. There is something we speak about every single day, but we underestimate the power of self-love. A complete isolation of you and dependency of interaction of other. And when I say interaction, I don't necessarily I mean dependence. The emotional dependence of knowing that with or without my partner, I am still me. My partner does not complete me. My friends does not complete me. I can find myself within isolation. I think for me personally, if you do follow me and whoever does follow me, I put everything out there. And I don't think I put everything out there. I think I express myself and the platform is just out there. I don't go out and be, oh, this is a good thing to actually post. Let me post it. There's so many important things. I remember one person said to me, oh my God, Gif, you don't have so many followers, but you should be having so many. You do so much. And I said, those 400 people or those 200 people that are following me, it has been such an organic process because the intention when I had posted these things was never for people to see how cool I am or the cool. Because yes, I'm talented. I've learned that. And it's only now that I'm 32 because of self-love that I've said, tell yourself that you're talented because you really are, And with so much self-celebration, I've been able, because I've always shared my story. The first time I left the village to go to Cape Town to study fashion design, I only had 1,800. And that for me was, I wanted to tell a story because I knew there's two people that follows you and they follow you. They might think that it's all this amazing thing, but I want people to know how the dream started. And there's now 5 years I'm going to achieve so much. Those people would still say, I'm proud of it. And I know that's genuine. Why? They remember that 1.8. So I know that every single person has a purpose. And unfortunately, social media celebrates cute things. Have champagne out of a glass, which is 80% of the time it's Benini, it's not even champagne, it's Savannah out of a champagne glass. Go to this expensive restaurant. I've learned in Johannesburg, when you invite somebody to your birthday party, I had my first birthday party when I moved here and I turned 30. And I invited all of these friends to my favorite restaurant and I paid for the drinks and I paid for the food and I'm an artist, so you can imagine, it's not like it was, I worked hard for it. And then I got invited to a lot of birthday parties thereafter. And then I realized, no, you pay for your own drinks. You pay for your own food. And that for me was a crazy trip. Then I realized it's so crazy how that person would go post those pictures now. And everybody thinks that that person is that Jesus, where that person literally just said, made sure I'm going to have creative content or social content for myself at this exclusive restaurant, not having a cent. So those are the small little things that I don't let social media. I'm not a character of social media. I'm Gift, And if somebody says that's too much, why do you put that on? Gift, why would you? A lot of people have reservations of the post that I have, but they were like, oh my goodness, that is so you. That is so you. But why didn't you just have a filter on? Why didn't you just, And it's not that for me, because the second I start feeding who watches my social media, I'm becoming a victim of what they want me to be. Because then I'm pressurized to give them a consistency in what they like. And I never want that, because that's when it pains me. But I think that the magic, like he says, limitation, I completely believe self-love enables you to even know what you put out there and what you want to put out there, Then it's not really a difficult thing to discern what do I put out there and what I don't want to put out there for me.
Thank you so much. Wow, I need to preach and remember that every single day, to remember that if you love yourself enough, then don't be doing it for anybody else but for you, So to close off, I'm going to ask you, Marley, I would like you to give me your definition of self.
The questions you're asking, like racking my brain. I don't define myself. I just live. So I don't know what that means. I don't know how to answer that type thing. Definition has labels attached. A whole lot of labels. And I don't live by labels. I just live. I wake up, I have breakfast, I have a joint, and I'm a happy person. So, I don't know.
Okay.
It's so weird. But yeah, I'm a human, dude.
All right. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that a lot. I would hear that as saying that self is like undefined. Like, don't define that that's what self is. What it is to you,
I
that's
am what
self.
you meet.
Hey,
Let me put it that way.
exactly. But thank you so much for the chat, guys. It's actually been really fun, having people who are like, listen, this is who I am, and have it. I really appreciate that. So I will see you again sometime, I hope, in another discussion. And I hope to see you in the next season to our two artists. So thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much for being on the show with us and just watching people express themselves, express what self means, and try and think about what self means to you as a person and practice that and practice the self love every day. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. I am your host, the Kala Shali.